Welcome to Tansson TV Plus. I'm Brandon.
And I'm Mom.
Thank you so much for joining us. We're back here with another first episode Friday.
Yes, we are. Thank you for joining us.
And Mom, I hope that you're doing well. Are you able to let us know what are we doing for this week?
Well, I will say for this week, we're going to talk about Muppet Mayhem.
Yes, we're very excited to speak about the Muppets Mayhem. This series debuted on Disney Plus in May of 2023, the one and only release date that the whole series had. Lasted for one season before being canceled. But Mom, I'm excited for us to speak about this.
I am, and Brandon, I guess we should tell our audience what our theme is for the month.
Yeah, you can go and let them know.
All right, we're going to talk about shows that come on the Disney Channel.
Yeah, and more specifically, Disney Plus.
Yep, Disney Plus. I'm sorry, Disney Plus. But yes, let me give you a little bit of information just about the show itself. Specifically, of course, we're talking about the first episode. And in the first episode, we have a character named Nora who works for a record company. There is a band. The record company is not doing well at all. And so Nora tracks down a Muppet band and tries to convince them to write and produce an album that they owe to the company. And that is the whole essence of this episode. And then for the show, for the whole series also.
Well, Mom, thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.
Yes, and so, yeah, overall, I would say that we are, somewhat anyway, big fans of the Muppets, more so the movies than the shows. But this is one of the many different versions of Muppet TV shows for the Muppets that have come on in like the last decade.
Yes, it is. It is. You are very correct, Brandon. We have watched numerous Muppet items, movies or TV shows. But yes.
Yeah, and no matter how big or how ingenious they are, for some unknown reason, it does not seem like many of the TV shows have been able to last more than a season.
Yeah, except for the original Muppet Show.
Yeah, that is so true. And yeah, but overall, what was your thought about this first episode?
All right, Brandon. I'll be quite honest, and I'll let our audience know. I did like the first episode. However, it took me many times of attempting to watch it all the way through. So the series itself seems fine. You have made it much further than I have. I think your brother's made it much further than you have. Like I said, the episode was fine. It just took me a while to watch it.
Yeah, and I would say that we started watching it when it first came on in May 2023. May 10th. And so, obviously now here at the beginning of November, by the time this releases, that it's been a moment.
Yeah, it's been a little moment, Brandon. And every time I watch it, I have to go back and watch it from the beginning. So, like I said, once I watched it, I think it was last week, when I finally was able to sit still and watch the whole thing, I did like what I saw. It just took a long time to get there.
Yeah, but I will say, speaking to the originality of this one, I like that we're able to get a different take on the Muppets, and I think that's when the Muppets succeed the most. For instance, I believe in the early 2000s we got a new Muppets movie, and they took a different take to it, and I think that helped sort of revive it a little bit. For that movie, they added the character of Walter. I don't remember if you remember that version of the Muppet movie, but
I do actually remember that Muppet movie. I like that one.
Yeah, I like that they were able to do something a little different, like add a new spark to it. And I think this series was able to do that by not necessarily focusing on all the Muppets, because there's quite a bit of them. But we decided to focus on the band, Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem.
Yeah, and I would say for me that's an original idea to just focus on the band. I mean, they're always there, but no one's taking the time to actually just kind of let them have their own series.
Yeah, and so I like the take on this, and I like that we're able to see the character of Nora sort of, she's been a fan of them for years, and that throughout this episode we have so many celebrities that come by.
Yep, we do. We do.
Yeah, I mean, with Ryan Seacrest introducing them, we were able to see all of these celebrities saying that they idolize, the Electric Mayhem. but point out the simple fact of, I don't know, they've been on a tour promoting the album that they've never recorded.
Yeah, yeah. And makes you wonder, it's like, will they ever record the album?
Yeah, and given that we haven't finished this, one season show yet, I'm curious as to if they will end up, getting it done.
I know. I can't wait to actually find out.
Yeah, and first of all, I will say, would you be interested in trying again for us finishing these 10 episodes?
Actually, yes, I really am interested in finishing the episodes. Your aunt saw it, and she really had high things to say. So, yes, I really am looking forward to watching the finishing the episodes.
Yeah, and like I said too, I really like that this is truly an original idea, and I hope that for the Muppets going forward for the franchise, that they continue these new innovative ideas, that they try new things, new focus areas, um, and not just try to just redo things. That they're trying new things, and so I hope that this helps spark some new creative ideas going forward.
Yeah, actually, so do I, Brandon. I really do.
Yeah, and I don't know if you remember, but Mom, what'd you think of the theme song?
Um, I do not remember the theme song, Brandon. I'm sorry. Even though I watched it a million times, I do not remember the theme song from the Muppet Mayhem. Do you recall it? Are you able to tell us a little about it?
Yeah, so I do remember it, and I will say I really like it. Maybe just not. Well, I don't know. In terms of memorability, because we have seen it, numerous times, I will say that I remember it because we just saw it last week, or rather rewatched it. But in terms of will I remember this a few weeks from now, probably not. But I really liked it because it was very energetic. It was essentially the Mayhem singing some song. I don't remember what it's exactly about, but I can hear it in my head a little bit, and so I think it's very much um, with the theme of the show, and I think it says that like we're gonna rock. Um, but yeah, I really like it in the way that it sort of starts off the show, really uh, upbeat and repetitive.
Okay. All right. Well, sounds good. Well, I'm glad you like the theme song. I'm sorry I don't remember it.
So based off of this first episode, though, like what stood out to you?
Well, the comedic aspect of it stands out because it is quite funny. It really is. And they kind of poke fun at each other, and they poke fun at things that happened years and years ago with the Muppets. And it reaches people on all levels, whether or not you're a little child or whether or not you're an older adult. I don't necessarily know if this is the show for young kids, but if you're just kind of watching it, and a young child probably at this point in time could watch it with if there are people not paying attention and be okay. But but there's something comedic about it that I really like.
Yeah, and but talk about that cliffhanger though.
Yes, there was a literal cliffhanger at the end.
But yeah, if you haven't seen the episode, you have to watch it to see what we're speaking about. But yeah, I really like the comedy of this and how unacquainted the Electric Mayhem is to societal norms.
Yeah, yeah, and how much society really likes the mayhem.
Yeah, so it definitely, I think, is just such an amusing show, an amazing concept, and so I'm so excited to see the rest of the series, and hopefully whatever next project is for the Muppets, that they're able to build on this foundation.
Yeah, same here, Brandon.
But yeah, and so for us going into hopefully the next 9 episodes, what are your hopes for it? Since we truly have no idea what happens after episode 4.
Well, I like to continue. I like to watch them as they continue the adventures of trying to get them to actually sit still for some point, and then to be able to create this album. And so that'll be interesting to see if they're actually able to, like I said, accomplish that goal with them.
Yeah, and I know for me, I'm excited to see what they're able to do with some of the story and see if like we're able to get some character development. with Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem. See if we're able to get a little bit further than what we just see in the movie, since again, there's never been a focus on just the Mayhem.
Yes, and they've got a character named Penny Legend, who I think is funny. So I think it'd be interesting to see what they do with her character.
Oh yes, absolutely, and we do have a little connection.
Oh, we sure do. One of our characters in there, named they'll just name Mooey.
Moog.
Moog. I'm sorry, Moog on the show. Well, this is Taj Mowry, and he played on Smart Guy.
Yes, and so it's nice to see him in a new role. Every once in a while, we see him in a new role, and we always love seeing him in whatever role he shows up in.
Yeah, yes, and he.
But yeah, and how would you say that his role here compares to his role on Smart Guy?
Oh, big difference there. Um, I think the smartness is not quite as there in this particular show.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. Although I would say that he has a very similar personality, though.
Yeah, the personality's still the same, but the other portion is not.
But yeah, so Moog is a major fan of the Mayhem and follows him around tour to tour, I guess for the decades.
Yeah, it sounds like it. He's just a perpetual tour with the. Um, I'm sorry. He's just a perpetual person who comes and kind of watches them perform.
But yeah, like I said, but like we were saying before, this is the Muppets Mayhem. This is from ABC's signature in the Muppet Studio. But yeah, we're excited to hopefully continue watching this. And for anyone that's tuning in, what should they expect for our theme for this month?
We are actually going to explore the different shows that are on Disney Plus right now, and so we're going to pick and choose some of them and talk about them. So if you're trying to guess what we're doing, put it in the comments. We'd love to see what you're guessing.
Yeah, and we're very excited to explore the service and see all that it has to offer.
Yep, we sure do.
But we thank you all for joining us,
Yeah, thank you for joining us, everybody. Have a great day.
and we'll see you next time.
Bye bye.